Hi everybody, my name is Mark. I'm the chef here at Kings Point. We're gonna make cream of broccoli soup and cream of potato soup today. When we do these soups, it's all the same recipe for all my cream vegetable soups. All you do is change the vegetable in it itself. Real easy to make, healthy, fresh, natural. Pair this with a salad or a sandwich, and it makes a good meal. You can freeze these also, so if you make a pot full, split it up into little portions, throw it in your freezer, break it out, and I'll show you how to do that also. So the first thing we're gonna do is make some roux. Roux is a thickening agent. It is made with flour and butter. You can make a whole bunch of this, put it in an airtight container, put it in your fridge, break it out whenever you need it. So we're gonna melt our butter down, and we're gonna add some flour. So while that's working, I'm gonna show you how to cut an onion the right way. Real easy way to do it. So I use very large jumbo onions here because we go through a lot of them, but it's the same theory for all of them. So take your onion, cut it in half. You want to leave the root side on right there to hold it together, and you peel the rest of it. This is a real easy way to dice an onion, and you won't cut your fingers off as long as you keep your finger out from underneath the knife. And so we got onion here, cut in half, got the root side holding it all together. I'm going to go a little bit sideways. And then down, but you don't want to go all the way through. You want to leave about a 1/4 inch, and it will hold your onion together for you. And then we slice it this way, real fine. Turn it over, lay it flat, and you have nice diced onions with no mess, no fuss, no mess. Okay, we're gonna split these up because we're gonna make 2 soups today, 2 different pots. I've got my butter melting here, whole butter. You can use clarified butter if you like. And what we're gonna do is add some flour to that. And usually it's equal parts butter and flour. Sometimes you wanna make it a little thick and put a little extra flour in it. And basically, we're just gonna make a paste out of this. And I'll show you how to use it later to thicken up the soups. So we have our roux here, just flour and butter. I'm gonna take this and set it on the side, and we'll get back to it. Okay. So we're gonna get our pots hot first. We're gonna add just a little bit of butter in it first. And we have our diced onions. What we're gonna do now is sweat the onions. You saute them up a little bit, it pulls all the flavor out of it, and you don't have to use as much as you would if you just throw it in there raw, and it comes out much better. So we're gonna melt the butter a little bit. And then we're gonna use last night's broccoli that's left over, and I've got some baked potatoes here that I've already peeled, and we're just gonna dice those up a little bit. What I'm gonna do today is make about 2 quarts of each. And we'll talk about freezing it and then rejuvenate it when it comes out. And we're gonna saute our onions. All right, so that's cooking. Potatoes are over here. I'm gonna chop up my broccoli just a little bit. Let's talk about on the recipe. It says to use chicken broth, but there's some product that I found at the store that is so much better than broth. It's called Better Than Bouillon. Comes like this. I bought this at Winn-Dixie right down the street. This is the really key to making a good soup and a good sauce. I don't use broth anymore. I use this. You just mix it with water and it makes a broth for you. And it's just stronger and you can control the flavor a little bit better. All right, so our onions are sauteed up a little bit, and we're going to add our vegetables. Like I said, we're making potato soup and broccoli soup because that's what I have left over. All right, so we got that in there. Gonna saute it up a little bit, bring the temperature up. So our vegetables are sauteing with our onions a little bit. And then what we're gonna do is take some water and just barely cover it with water. So we keep it nice and rich. All right. Now, from there, I'm going to take my, what we call in the business, chicken base. So we're going to use roasted chicken base here. And I've used quite a bit of this already. This takes about a teaspoon per cup. So we're just going to put a little bit in there to adjust our flavor as we go. I like doing this better because you can control your flavor better. If you were just using a broth, it wouldn't be as easy to control. So let this come to a boil. We're not going to cook this too long because our vegetables are already cooked because they were left over from last night's dinner. If you want to use a raw vegetable, you can do that too. It just makes it cook a little bit longer. All right, so we're going to let that cook a little bit. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to use our roux to thicken it up. And I'm just going to whip a little bit of this in. And I'm going to make it a little bit on the thick side because we're going to add cream to it afterwards. And once you put your roux in it, you want to let it cook a little bit. It kind of cooks the flour out of it, and so you don't get that pasty flavor. So as you can see here, we've just taken our potatoes, onions, and chicken stock and thickened it up with roux, and this is what we have. Now, if you're planning on freezing any of these soups, I would freeze it at this point here. The only other ingredient here is the cream. I'm using half and half today. So we'll just add a little cream to get the consistency that you want. And we're going to add some to our broccoli. Again, if you're freezing it, I would probably freeze it before you add the cream to it because the cream it'll get a little crystallized. If you try to freeze the cream, it doesn't freeze real well. Okay, you bring that back to a boil. And we are all set. We have cream of potato soup. And we have cream of broccoli soup. Now this is very basic. If you want to add cheese to it, so a handful of shredded cheddar in there, either one. You can add bacon to it, put ham in there, you can do whatever you want. But this is the basics of the soup, and you can go from there. Let's give it a little taste. That's really good. So folks, that's what I have for you today. Again, my name is Mark. I'm available. If you have any questions, please get a hold of me.